Barham Nasibov, Eldar Gurbanov, and Yusuf Faradov knew they faced a risky mission into Iran.
We were expecting God to do something new for us on this trip, but we had no idea of the events that would transpire hours after we arrived.
On June 24, 2016, the three men from Azerbaijan, a country along Iran's northwestern border, set out to meet with Iranian Christians. The men left the capital city here in Baku and headed to the town of Astarab, which is on the Iranian-Azerbaijani border. About an hour and a half later, they were inside Iran with no problems. From there, they picked up a local taxi, drove about 300 miles south to the Iranian capital city of Tehran. Yusuf Faradov was in an apartment leading a Bible study when a sudden knock on the door caught them by surprise.
We opened the door and 20 to 25 men suddenly rushed into the apartment.
Eldar Gurbanov knew they were in trouble.
I knew right away that they were police officers or government agents because I've had similar experiences in Azerbaijan when authorities would raid our Christian meetings.
After questioning, the government charged them with trying to convert Iranians to Christianity and sent the men to Evin prison, Iran's most notorious jail.
The judge told us that we could spend 10 years in prison.
The next 2 months meant days of solitary confinement.
I've been arrested many times for sharing Christ's love, but never put in solitary confinement. This was a new experience, and I would never wish it upon anyone.
A tiny cold room, no windows, no bed, just a sink.
Of course I had thoughts that I could spend the rest of my life in prison, but I never regretted going to Iran.
That's because in 2003, Nasibov says God posed a question to him from the book of Isaiah.
He asked, "Whom shall I send to the nations?" And I said, "Here am I, send me." Since then, I've tried not to miss an opportunity to go and preach the gospel in other countries.
It was Faradov's first visit.
Right before we left, twice I had a dream that we would be arrested. So naturally, I was apprehensive about the trip. But as I sat in my prison cell, God reminded me of that dream, but also gave me a promise from Psalm 2 that He will make the nations our inheritance. That gave me hope and strength to endure.
They were routinely interrogated and harassed, but never lost hope.
The circumstances in the prison were very difficult, so to stop it from affecting me emotionally and physically, I started praying, even singing aloud, and the guards didn't even stop me.
Nor did they stop Faradov from singing that well-known song, "How Great is Our God." While in jail, the men said they met a secret Iranian Christian convert who came to faith with the help of Saeed Abedini, the American pastor released this past January after spending more than 3 years in Evin prison.
We prayed with him, shared communion together, and we helped him receive the Holy Spirit. Actually, it was really neat because I used to watch stories about Saeed on Christian World News.
Prison guards in Iran are threatened.
And to know that we played a small part in Saeed's story is a real blessing.
Days after their arrest in June, Alexander Neretin, a Russian pastor, started to campaign for the men's release.
We appealed to different humanitarian organizations, human rights organizations, Christian organizations.
Churches across Azerbaijan and in neighboring countries also joined in to try help set the men free.
Actually, for nearly 2 months, we prayed 24 hours a day for our brothers in Iran. Everybody was so eager to pray.
Then, in what Neretin says was nothing short of a miracle, Iranian authorities decided to allow the men to return to Azerbaijan on bail. Neretin flew to Iran carrying $85,000 in bail money. Days later, Nasibov, Gurbanov, and Faradov flew back home, free men. CBN News met them hours after their return.
We are so thankful to those who prayed for us and helped to raise the bail money. This could have happened to anyone. We are not special, but people reached out to us, and that means a lot.
Their case is still pending, and while the three will probably never be allowed to travel to Iran again, they said the ordeal has done little to dampen their passion to share Christ's love with others.
This is only the beginning for me. There are people in the world who are waiting for me to come tell them about Jesus. I'm ready and I'm not afraid. Was it easy? No. Still, I'm thankful to God for the privilege I had to be a part of His work and in a small way to suffer for the name of Christ.
George Thomas, CBN News, Baku, Azerbaijan.